ChatGPT just named the best plumber in Phoenix, and it is not the company with 1,000 reviews. It's not even the one winning Google Maps, actually, which we're going to take a look at. It's a shop with about 322 reviews in a city full of competitors sitting on thousands. So, how does a plumber with fewer reviews than almost everyone around him take the #1 spot in the one place your customers are starting to look? AI search. Stick with me because I'm going to pull this part live. I'm going to show you 3 things the AI is actually rewarding, and not one of them is your review count, which is most interesting. Then I'm going to show you how to take this spot for yourself. Here's what almost nobody in the trades has clocked yet. Everybody is still fighting over the Google Maps 3-pack, that tiny little list of 3 businesses on the map. Meanwhile, a whole second search is happening right now inside of different AI models like ChatGPT, Google's AIs, Anthropic, you name it. The wild part is you can do exactly what I'm about to do right now from your own phone. Type your city, see who the AI actually lands on and who it gives the job to. If you want us to run that check for you, we pull up your business and we tell you exactly how the AI is naming you. You can find a link below, but watch this first because once you see how it works, you can't unsee it. So why does the AI pick who it picks? Here's the mental model and it's really simple. Google ranks, AI agrees. Google is sorting a list by who's the closest and who looks strongest, and it gives you a page to scroll. The AI does something completely different. It reads the whole internet, seems to agree, and then it hands you back 2 or 3 names, not a page. Long 2 or 3 companies, and honestly, that's about it. And we're going to look at what GPT just came back with here in a minute. Now, take a look at what I typed in on the screen here. Best plumber in Phoenix. Best is a broad search, and this game has always been broad when it comes to searching online. I tell people all the time that SEO is more like casting a net rather than dropping fishing poles into a pond when you're trying to catch search or fish in this instance. And the net, traditionally SEO, grabs everyone. The tire kickers, the boring ones, the steady maintenance contracts, sometimes a commercial job that you want to keep, but most of it you kind of just throw back. And here the AI is very literal, very plain, almost stupid in how straight that it reads. As you can see on the screen here, we asked for best and it just went around and found the most generic best looking plumber. If I had instead typed in, if I had a broken pipe at 2 a.m., what I would do, we probably would have gotten completely different search results. And that's what we're going to take a look at here in just a second. So for this broad best plumber question, 3 things decide who the AI actually names. 1, what other websites say about you? And this is super key. We're going to look at all the citations that it has. 2, whether your own page is genuinely, specifically about your town. We've been talking about this on the channel recently. And 3, whether your name, your address, and your phone number line up everywhere. And AI looks. NAP data is not going anywhere. So let's take a look. Why did 322 reviews get picked over a company sitting nearly at thousands? So let's take a look at Sommers Plumbing for a second because they came in at about 322 reviews, but they're not quite winning the map pack. So if we take a look over here, this is pretty interesting. If you've been following the channel so far, you know that I'm going to probably talk about the exact match domain or the exact match business name that you can see here on the screen. Emergency Plumbing of Phoenix. No wonder these guys are top in the search, right? And all I did was type in plumber near me. Yes, they don't own the entire map pack, but they got a pretty strong scan over here with only 38 reviews at a 4.9 rating. So it's interesting, right? If you want more on EMDs, the past like 4 or 5 videos we've been going over that pretty hard. So let's take a look at this here. How do these guys lose out? Because there are other profiles over here, even just in their general area, that have 1,500 reviews, right? Why isn't Wyman Plumbing actually cited by the AI as one of the best? Why isn't Donley AC and Plumbing? Just, a few blocks away. We're not even that far. We're maybe 3 miles away from where these guys are actually located. And in the AI, we searched for the entire metro area on who the best plumber was. The AI ended up walking over every single one of these profiles and just focusing in on Sommers Plumbing. That's what's most interesting about this. Local maps rankings aren't necessarily tied to AI rankings. So after this query with ChatGPT, I asked it to explain itself and exactly why it chose Sommers Plumbing over here for Phoenix as the best plumber. And it totally told on itself. So let's try and read through it here. So we looked into it and it said it's the general purpose residential plumber in Phoenix. It was one of the strongest profiles that it could find for this, okay? Now, back to our example just a few minutes ago. Generally, if you're just typing in some kind of general search query to an AI, that's kind of the search term you're going to get back. And if I had actually typed in something like, hey, it's 2 a.m., I have a pipe that burst in the basement, I need someone over here right now, they would probably serve a different kind of result. And it makes sense because as we go further and further in on Sommers here, you're going to see exactly how their general, overall, robust on and off page SEO strategy actually netted this result for them. And you can see further down here with the response, I wasn't saying an objective analysis proves Sommers is the #1 plumber in Phoenix. In fact, Fast Fix Emergency Plumbing had more reviews and is open 24/7. Okay, Neighborhood Plumber, a particularly strong evidence around sewer cameras, hydrojetting drains, and larger inline work. Interesting. And so it responds here. This is why it chose this company in specific, why ChatGPT local AI search would recommend Sommers for the Phoenix plumbing. And overall, you can start to see more of the ranking factors play a part. So it didn't just choose it because it was 5 stars. It's because they're physically based, substantial review volume, broad residential capabilities, which we're going to look at that in just a second, and then unusually consistent qualitative feedback. This is the really interesting one that we're going to get into in about 2 or 3 points. Now, let's take a look at Sommers' website, and this is fascinating, and this is the spam I've been talking about on the channel that works incredibly well for SEO and AI search results. So right off the bat, you guys know right where I'm going, the H1 tag, right? This H1, obviously very optimized. It has Phoenix, 24-hour emergency service, and boom, look at that. 1 H1 per page. They nailed this. Their title has their main location and their keyword, the description. A little bit long, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm okay with that. They have a number of internal links throughout here that point to their very key pages. They've got their citations, not linked, but not the end of the world. Got all their services talked about down here, and this is where it starts to get very, very interesting. Look at the spam that they have on page at the AI Rewarded. Leading water heater replacement, slab leak, exporting central Phoenix, right? Find a reliable plumber near me, right? Phoenix, Arizona. Again, plumbers. We have all kinds of plumbing word through here, 24/7 emergency plumbing service. And they have all this text talking about Phoenix and the actual services that these guys offer. Wonderful. I'd like to see 5 stars. Looks like they do have it down here, so I'm really happy about that. Nice dynamic plugin, a little Google showing the authenticity of that. This is what I really wanted to show you guys in the video. Look at the FAQs here. They have absolutely spammed Phoenix and their main keyword throughout every single one of these. This is incredible. This is a super, super aggressive SEO strategy. And right now, it's working extremely well for these guys. You saw they ranked first in the AI search results, second in maps, different priority there, but these guys are dominating AI search with just spamming the most content they possibly can about 1, their main service, and 2, their location. We've been talking about this on the channel for at least the past week and a half. You guys need to be hammering this kind of information in on your local landing pages and your homepage. It's so, so important. And look, it's paying off for these guys. They spammed a whole bunch of other location services down here, and they are just crushing it with AI search because an AI comes by, it reads this, great internal linking to their main service pages, and you can see Phoenix is talked about over and over again for plumbing services, right? The AI comes by and there is no doubt within its mind that these guys actually service that area, and it looks extremely comprehensive. So overall, I would give these guys, as far as design goes on the page, probably a 6 out of 10. I'm not sure what their mobile looks like. A lot of this text is pretty oversized. It might be a nightmare over there. I don't know. But as far as their SEO on page goes, I would give it about a 7 or 8, honestly. It's obviously working for them for the spam tactics that they're actually using to rank in AI search. And overall, for their SEO on page, they're doing pretty good, right? Everywhere we saw service and location spammed over and over and over again, which is obviously what maps in some part and AI is rewarding right now. Now, here is one thing you cannot fake when it comes to ranking in AI, and this is exactly why it works. Let's take a look at this here. We saw ChatGPT come back and say Sommers is a good example of a company that appears to have stronger AI visibility than traditional local search dominance would suggest. Let's look through here, okay? We've been talking about off-page SEO coming more and more into play for just general search for a while here. With all our clients, it's part of our core strategy. I've talked about it in every one of my posts. It's so, so important. You can start to see it here. First off, their on-page is spammed. We saw that earlier as a caveat. That looks fine. But as we start to come down here, you start to see they are everywhere on the internet. Bigger signal, third-party corroboration. This is what gets me so excited. Look at this. They have such great reputation across other local directories, citations, places around the internet that's not their own, saying that they're actually a reputable company, okay? AI can't spoof this. It can't fake it. AI can't take another website and make it talk about you and link back to your page. In traditional terms, this is called a backlink, right? Or a mention on off-page SEO. And we're starting to see this come into more and more of an effect with not only local SEO in the map pack specifically, but also AI search. And just as more examples down here, it says they've been listed in Better Business Bureau, Thumbtack, BuildZoom, identifiable Sommers entities. BuildZoom connects the company as its Phoenix address and contractor record. Now, this is really interesting here, how it connects to Phoenix address that these guys actually have listed. One other term in SEO is NAP data, N-A-P, name, address, and phone number. And this has been a crucial part of SEO for years now. It is so important to make sure you actually have your name, address, and phone number listed correctly across all of your directories. It is necessary, and it looks like AI is rewarding the same thing. Here's the kicker. This company does not even win Google Maps, but it's still won AI. And look at it. ChatGPT even talks about this, and it's actually quite accurate for the local scans that we just ran. It says, look, even with 5 stars, 322 reviews, they only came up at number 13. Now, we're not entirely sure of the actual search query, but we do have the data to actually back it up. They came in number 2 behind an exact match business name over here with less reviews, right? And this is just ChatGPT highlighting that the strategy is it rhymes, but it's still different, right? You still want to be playing the traditional SEO game. As we saw on their on-page, they spammed their keywords everywhere, right? We look through Phoenix and we see plumbing keywords all over the page. I love these FAQs and how aggressive they went on this, and it's actually helping them. But local SEO is changing. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to rank the same in AI as it does in the maps. Stop paying your SEO company to pop out generic blog posts. That is not what got this plumber picked for AI. If you look through it, it has vast amounts of content that actually talks about all the services these guys do. As we look through the website, we also saw that they're talking about the actual jobs, the customers they've actually served in the area, real stories about the customers they've actually been serving around the greater Phoenix metro, right? What you need to be focused on is legitimate, verifiable information, real photos, real jobs, and if you can do it, also off-page citations, stories about your business, community events you've actually served in. These local backlinks have been playing more and more of a role in local SEO for about a year now, and now we're starting to see AI turn to the same metric. This is exactly what we do for our clients, and you just saw AI outline the exact same strategy that we run. We go through and do PR outreach. We go through their actual projects, not any kind of made up jobs. And we go through and we talk about those on the site and on our off-page PR submissions. This gets Google warmed up to the idea of them actually working in that area with verifiable evidence that they actually ran jobs. For one of our SEO clients that we've been working with for about 1.5 years now, we push dedicated PR out every single month for them, and it shows. Their AI rankings are up 30% this year, and they're starting to get many more brand mentions than we saw in the previous year. It's all about showing AI off-page entities and pairing it with strong on-page SEO to get these kinds of results. So here's the takeaway. It was never about the reviews. The plumber with 322 reviews beat the companies with thousands from what we saw. And it was not even close. It was not even winning Google Maps. What the AI actually rewarded was a page that was generally about Phoenix, spammed a whole bunch of keywords, and had great off-page SEO vouching for these guys' work. Google ranks, AI agrees. Google just ranks businesses, while AI is trying to build a consensus and find an agreement on who is actually the best based on all the information that it has. If you want us to pull up your business and tell you whether AI is naming you or, unfortunately, the company down the street, and which of these 3 things is costing you the most and how to fix it, the link is below. And subscribe, because next I'm going to show you guys how to snag all these other searches and the emergency call, the 2 a.m. broken pipe, and the ones that are worth most of the money. Stay tuned.